Hello, my name is Julius Murzeva. Today we'll learn about quadratic equations and two different ways to solve them. And these are the learning objectives or skills you'll be able to perform after watching the tutorial, such as defining a quadratic equation, knowing the standard form of quadratic equations, know how the graphs of quadratic equations look like, and solve quadratic equations by using two methods such as factoring and by using its graph. So what are the quadratic equations? Quadratic equations are equations with the highest degree of 2. The standard form of quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, where a, b, and c are known values and x is the variable or unknown. Graphs of quadratic equation look like a U-shape, going upwards or downwards. U-shaped lines, x-intercepts, are solutions of the equations. Solutions can be also referred to as roots or zeros of the quadratic equation. Let's learn how to solve quadratic equation by factoring. We'll use the following example to demonstrate the process of solving. Firstly, identify a, b, and c values. So a is the number in front of the x squared variable, so in this case a is 1. B is the number in front of x, in this case it's 3, and c is negative 4. The rule to find the solution of quadratic equations is thinking of two numbers that multiplies into c and adds up to b. There are multiple possibilities, but choose the one that adds up to b. So in this case, 4 times negative 1 equals to negative 4, and their sum equals 3. Therefore, we can write the factored form of the quadratic equation as x plus 4 times x minus 1 equals 0, and we can split further into simpler equations and solve for x. So the first solution is negative 4, and the second solution is 1. So here's another example that can be solved by factoring. Give a try to check your understanding. Check your process with the step-by-step explanation. When the leading coefficient of A is equals to 1, it's solved by factoring easier. But not always quadratic equations will have a leading coefficient 1. So in this example, we have a quadratic equation with a leading coefficient of 2. So let's take a look when A is not 1. So here we have an example, 2x squared minus 9x plus 4 equals 0. So the process stays the same. We need to identify a, b, and c values. So in this case, a is 2, b is negative 9, c is 4. So the rule to find equations is thinking of two numbers that multiplies into a and c, and their cross multiplication adds up to b. So the factors of 2 is 2 times 1. Two numbers that makes 4 is negative 1 times negative 4, and their cross multiplication gives us negative 9. And as we said earlier, there are multiple possibilities to find the product of 2 and 4, but we need to choose the one that adds up to b. Therefore, we can write that as a factored form, 2x minus 1 times x minus 4 equals 0, and solve each equation separately, and the solution will be 1 over 2 and 4. Example 4 is a practice question for you. Give a shot, check yourself with step-by-step explanation. Quadratic equations can be also solved by graphing. We'll use online graphing calculator from Desmos.com to demonstrate, but if you have a graphing calculator, steps of finding solution remains the same. Let's use the examples we solved previously. We need to type the equations on the left side. So let me type it. X squared plus 3x minus 4. As you can see, as I type the equation, it starts graphing. So the solutions are the x-intercepts. So if you click on the x-intercepts, you'll find two solutions. It's -4 and +1. So let's solve the second one. Y equals 3x squared plus 9x minus 30. So the second solution is denoted by orange line. So again, remember the x-intercepts are the solutions or the zeros of the quadratic equation. So in this case, it's -5 and +2. Now we know how to solve quadratic equations in two ways, by factoring and by using their graphs. We know how the general form of quadratic equations look like. It's ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Thank you for your watching.